Hey, my name is Kyle McCann, and in this video we're going to be talking about 6 new chords that are all called folk chords. Alright, so the good thing about these folk chords is that all of them, we keep the pinky and the ring finger in the same position. So the pinky is going to go on the 3rd fret of the E string, and the ring finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the B string. So for the first chord, which is what we call a folk G, we're going to keep our ring and our pinky in the same position. It's going to stay consistent throughout these chords. Our middle finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then our index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then we're going to play our open D and G strings. For the folk G, which is actually a C add 9, we're keeping our ring and our pinky in the same place. We're moving these two fingers up a string. So we're not playing the low E. We're going to play the 3rd fret with our middle finger on the A string, and then our index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, open G string. This is a folk E minor, which is actually an E minor 7. We're keeping the ring and the pinky in the same place. We're going to play our low open E, index finger on the 2nd fret of our A, then we're playing the open D and the open G. Here's a folk D, which is actually a D sus4. We're going to keep these fingers in the same position. We're not going to play the low E or the A. We're going to start with the open D, index finger on the 2nd fret of the G. Now when you're playing this D sus4 chord, or the folk D, you can keep your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. That way you can do little hammer-ons with your pinky on the 3rd fret. Here's the folk A minor, which is actually an A minor 11. We're not going to play the low E. We're going to start with the open A, index finger on the 2nd fret of the D, open G, and our ring and pinky in the same position. Okay, here's the folk F, which is actually F6/9. We're going to use our middle finger on the 3rd fret of our D, index finger, 2nd fret of the G, and then the ring and pinky in the same position as all the other chords. These folk chords make for a real easy transitions between all chords in this family. So we can start with the G, go to the C, go to the folk F, just like we can go for the E minor 7, to the A, and the folk D.